Hey guys, what's up? I thought I'd do this before I hop in the shower and get ready for work, because I gotta be there to open, if you will. So, yeah, fortunately it's the only day I have to work, and then the next two I got off, and then I gotta work the 2nd of January, so, uh, whoopee. But I wanted to talk about something, kind of get it off my chest a bit. I wanted to talk about a little bit of a news item that came out um, recently. I think it's in the past week or two. Now, I never watched Legend of Korra. I never did. I never watched The Legend of Korra. I, but I have heard good things about it, just like I heard good things about the Avatar series that it came from, was spun off from. However, there was one thing that was talked about, heavily discussed on all media sites and news sites as well. It seems that the main character Korra and a co-character, a co-star character, supporting character called Asami or something like that. I don't know if I pronounced the name right. Uh, Basically, the show was hinting at the fact that these two could be more than just friends and allies. And basically, what happened uh, was the writers of the show had come out and said that what happened at the end of the final episode was something that I think is TV tropes calls it in its category. Because TV tropes has, like I say, a variety. I've mentioned this before. TV tropes has a variety of categories, even subcategories involving around the same subject. So one of the subcategories they have involving around the lesbian subject is a subcategory called hydrolesbians. And basically, it's a category that deals with the fact that there is lesbianism, that there is some lesbianism in the programming. You just don't see it heavily indicated as you would in any other mainstream product. So, anyway, the writers, the creators, the head writers and creators of the series came out and basically said that what fans had seen at the end was pretty much indeed an indication that Korra and Asami were indeed a couple. They did, however, point out that they weren't lesbians but bisexual, but they were bisexual, however, they were an official couple. And in the eyes of some people, critics, regular people, even if you're bisexual, if a female and female are together as an official couple, you pretty much are known as a lesbian couple. Even though you could be bisexual, and let's say you can end a relationship with a woman and go with a guy next, that's perfectly understandable. But anyway, yeah, pretty much the final episode, the end of the final episode, not to give much away, pretty much indicated what a lot of fans had been guessing and wondering over the past season, if not couple of seasons, or at least the entire run of the show. And I have to say that even though I'm somebody that is about tradition, I'm somebody that um, believes in a man and a woman marrying and a man and a woman being together kind of deal. Um, even though I'm I'm all for that. In fact, I was part of the prop. What was it, 18 or something like that? Basically, the the act here in California that would have prevented, I think, did prevent or would have prevented gay marriage from happening. Um, Even though I helped with that and supported that, um, and again, this is who I'm being honest with you guys here. This is what I believe in. I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian person. Um, I may not be as religious as my mom is, and believe me, she is religious. No offense, God. No offense. Um, but the thing is, despite all that, I do have to give credit where credit is due, and I have to give credit to the writers and the creators of the Legend of Korra. Um, because here you have a series airing on Nickelodeon, not just on its main channel, but also on its spin-off channel, Nicktoons, as well as online. Here you have a series that pretty much indicates that your main character is in a relationship or being is sort of hinted at being in a relationship or having an attraction to another character of the same gender. So I have to applaud the creators for kind of hiding that, as TV tropes would call it, because I'm pretty sure that if Nickelodeon would have found out right away what was going on, and I'm pretty sure they've had a reaction to it already. Not saying they did, but I'm pretty sure if they would have known right away what was going on, I don't think horror would have lasted as long as it has. To be honest with you, I think the writers and creators of Legend of Korra would have tried to find another home for the series, but yeah, it was like I said, I have to give the creators, have to give the writers of the series a lot of credit for really hiding this pretty much in a kids show or a preteen show like Legend of Korra, because I mean, even if you had gotten into it recently, like with this previous season or recent season, because of what people were telling you about it, you probably wouldn't have had any idea whatsoever that the main character and a supporting character were attracted to each other. You wouldn't have had that indication. Now, like I said, I gotta give the creators some credit. You're not they're not coming out and saying the main character Korra and the supporting character Asami, are lesbians. They're together. They're not coming out and saying that. They're hiding it as best they can because they know that if they would come out and practically have it indicated right off the bat in the show, that they probably would have gotten a lot of backlash, and like I said, probably would have ended up losing the show off Nickelodeon and having to shop around with other cable channels and networks. So again, I got to give them, a round of applause for doing a decent job of working within and around the standards and practices of a network, a corporation like Nickelodeon and Viacom. I got to give them a lot of credit on that because I'll be honest with you, like I said, I never watched the series. I would get a glimpse here and there to kind of see what people were talking about. But when I read this article, and like I said, there are several articles on it. You can Google it if you will, or even go on Bing.com and search it. Bing search and Google search, whatever. And like I said, it was just amazing and very well done on the writers and creators' behalf because you know, nowadays, I mean, practically, as much as I hate to say this, anything seems to go in primetime media and even sometimes daytime media. Anything pretty much goes, you know, and for something like this, to be indicated and pretty much revealed by the writers and creators as being official, even if the characters are not lesbian, but are in basically a lesbian relationship. It's again pretty surprising, but again I have to give them a round of applause because they worked around that. They worked around the whole standards and practices deal. Because that's hard to do. If you're writing a comic book or you're writing a, for a cartoon series, you know damn well that it's hard to write around certain rules or write around certain practices and stuff, or try to convince the people at that company, at that corporation, hey, this is what's going on in the series. It's not as bad as you think it is. Can you let it go? And sometimes you won't get a positive answer. But to me, I have to give them a round of applause because even I didn't see that coming, even if I would have watched the series. And I never did. Like I said, I would catch glimpses here and there, but I never once watched the series. And to me, it was like, you know, reading these articles, it's like, wow. I mean, you even have Doug Walker and his brother Rob Walker doing the vlog, the Legend of Korra vlog, because they're fans of the show. You have them basically coming out and saying that that what we saw at the end of the final episode is exactly what was pretty much indicated and officially stated by the writers, and that was the fact that here you have these two bisexual female characters getting together as a couple, lesbian couple in the eyes of some, and pretty much you're working around that. You're working around that, and that is just, again, that is not easy to do sometimes. I mean, in movies, and even some comics, you can work that and even in some mangas, if you will, you could work that in. You can work elements that otherwise you can't work in any other area. You know, sometimes a primetime show or something you can work it in, but here in animation, especially daytime animation, and especially animated shows aimed at kids, it's it's hard to do. But I applaud them for doing that because they found a way around it. They really did. So, is this an indication of what we may get in the future from other shows on Nickelodeon, maybe Disney Channel and Cartoon Network? Can't really say. But I will say this. I will say this. If it does happen again, if something like this does happen again, I will not be surprised if the hiding of it is not so well hidden as it was here. That's what I look at. So I've got a feeling that whatever show might do something similar to it next, I'm not going to hide it so well. They're just going to say, hey, look, you either take it the way it is or not take it at all. So, but again, I got to give the creators and the writers a round of applause. Even though I'm, again, a traditional person, I got to give them a round of applause for doing that, for actually working around that and not hinting. I mean, basically hinting at it, but not really officially stating so until at least the show was over. And that was a smart thing for them to do, was to wait till the show was officially done. Finito, the end, that's it. To come out and say, yes, what you guys have been wondering for the past few seasons, if not for the entire run of the show, is indeed true. So, but I gotta give him a round of applause. As much of a traditional person as I am, and really that's all I can say on it. Let me know what you guys think about it down below, and I'll talk to y'all later.